Hello and welcome to episode 40 of the new and improved and way faster and way quicker Kitze, which is going to end in 20 something minutes because my computer locks at 4 p.m. and I'm going to start hard coding work-life balance into my life. So I tried doing it the nice way where I control myself and have work-life balance. Now I'm going to force myself. This computer will lock at 4 p.m. and I cannot use it until 8 a.m. I tried it yesterday and it was freaking amazing. So I'm saying new and improved Kitze because it's going to be more packed. I'm going to speak even faster, so you might need to slow me down. But it's going to be less than 30 minutes for sure. We're not going to do a 1 hour talk about all the fucking things. So today's Friday, 8th of March, 3:30 p.m. Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there who celebrate. In this podcast, I'm talking about my personal self-development journey and trying to make it in life, whatever that means. We're going to discuss productivity, habits, startups, etc. That's your cup of tea. Walk with me, put on your headphones, put on your shoes, and go for a walk. If you're new here, my name is Kitze. I'm the founder of Sizzy, the browser for developers, Benji, the Life OS, and Zero to Ship, the course that will help you finally ship your SaaS. You can find all of them in the description. Don't forget to send me comment questions. And let's do the quick Benji review. Your boy slept on time yesterday. Can you fucking believe that? Like yesterday, 10 p.m., dude, 10 o'clock, like 1 minute after 10 o'clock, I was in bed. I tried to read. I couldn't focus on reading. I was just going through pages, but I couldn't read even for 1 minute. My mind was just racing about too many other things. But I just cannot believe that I actually went to sleep on time. So you know the night routine. Let me just share my screen here. You know how we're feeling the night routine, and we don't talk about the night routine. But do you understand I'm going to win this battle with productivity? I don't know how. I'm going to force myself. I'll find ways. Maybe this podcast will help me. I will fucking win this battle. And the day will come when all of this will be golden for days. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. This is the first time I'm checking this one in bed before 10 p.m. So as I said, I tried to read. I was just scrolling through the pages, but my mind was racing like startups and this and that and what I need to do. And I was just like, it's better to just close my eyes. Immediately fell asleep. And I slept until 7 a.m. I guess. So finally, one thing that I mentioned I'm going to do yesterday, it has been done. So I'm showing you the habits for yesterday. So sleep time and sleep score has been well. I guess it's pointless. Like when I'm recording this in the middle of the day, I cannot talk about hydration and the other shit because the day hasn't ended yet. But so far, I'm like 75% there with the hydration. Fasting, I fucked up my fast again just because yesterday night, let me show you the food. I've been logging the food. I didn't show you yesterday, but I want to, like, this helps me with accountability, even though it seems like at this point, I don't give a fuck. Wait, I haven't turned on Do Not Disturb. I'm like, this helps me with accountability, but like today has been fine. Yesterday, I had basically in the morning, I broke my fast and I didn't finish my fast with a lot of cashews and roasted chickpeas until my stomach felt sick. I definitely wasn't hungry. I don't know what I wanted, honestly, just a fucking problem. The times here are not correct, so just don't look at the times. And then at night, I just had this conversation with my dad. Oh yeah, I did a blood test 2 days ago. And no, I did a blood test yesterday and I guess the results were done yesterday. Yesterday was what? No, 2 days ago. I did the blood test on Wednesday, basically. And the results were up on, I don't know, I checked the results yesterday and I uploaded the PDF to ChatGPT and asked it because I don't speak Polish. I'm like, tell me if my blood results are fine. And ChatGPT was like, everything seems fine except your cholesterol is high. And I'm like, what the fuck? From what? I didn't get it because literally since 2nd of January until, let's say, 10 days ago, I started breaking the routine a little bit with pizza every week. And in the last 7 days, let's say I ate mostly... I ate mostly good, but there's been more and more cheat meals and more bad food. I'm not sure if that was enough. Like you eat Subway once in 2 months and 3 pizzas and you get cholesterol. And I was just a bit surprised. And I'm like, maybe I should go and recheck it again in like a month because I had high cholesterol a year and a half ago or something like that. And I've been doing regular blood checks, but this time I procrastinated like a motherfucker on this one. And I didn't believe the results. So I'm like, maybe I should, recheck again. So yesterday night, I go on a walk and I call my dad and I'm joking because I don't know if I mentioned this, but Benji has high cholesterol. We are high cholesterol buddies right now. Imagine you have a platform, you're building a life OS, dude. You're babbling, you started a podcast about productivity and shit. And then instead of motivating people, you start calling them donuts and you're the guy with the high cholesterol. What are you doing watching me? Just go watch Huberman or Joe Rogan or like anyone being more productive and more fit than this fucking donut here. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to fucking get there. So what was I saying? Yeah, I'm telling my dad that, he's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, yeah, I'm walking Mr. Cholesterol over here. And he's like, but you also have high cholesterol. I'm like, what? I haven't told that. Like, my wife only knows, like, what the fuck? But I've tweeted that. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that my parents are stalking my Twitter. There's no other explanation. I'm like, how did you know that? And he's like, well, I just guessed. It was a wild guess because my mom has told me. I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen that on Twitter. I don't know how often. Like in my mind, I'm praying that it's not that often. Let me upload yesterday's podcast. Yeah, so I'm trying to juggle. Like I have 15 minutes left to finish recording this, but at the same time, I was processing the podcast from yesterday. And when I got the notification that the processing is done, I need to start uploading it because I said I'm going to compress and do things really, really fast. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to start working on the podcast, but also in parallel start something else. Like I have less than 45 minutes to process the podcast from yesterday and record the podcast for today. And that's it, basically. I don't allocate more than 45 minutes. And I intentionally put it at the end of the workday. So I don't have more time to let it spread longer. And I did it. I did like the thumbnail, enhancing the audio and everything. I realized I have to enhance the audio because the files that I'm recording are like 17 gigabytes, and then it takes like 3 minutes in Premiere just to put the enhanced audio, which I want to have for the audio version of the podcast anyway. Just join it with the video, start talking, recording the new episode while the old one is exporting. I think I can cram it. I just need to get into the routine of I have 45 minutes and not more for this, and that's it. So anyway, sorry for that. I mean, for you it's not a pause. Why am I like you felt nothing. It's like editing magic over here because I have a pause button. That's also one of the reasons why I prefer to record this on a computer. Like the camera is plugged in the computer instead of the camera being separate. And I can just control the recording and just quickly pause and resume whatever without going and editing the video later. Anyway, so what was I saying is my dad is like, but you also have cholesterol. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? How did you know about that? And in my head, like I know, and ChatGPT said something like, let me show you actually what the ChatGPT said in the results. Where is cholesterol elevated, LDL cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. Let me show you the screen for people who are watching on video. This is what it said. Check my blood results and tell me if anything is wrong with them. That's what I said. It says your blood results are normal. LDL cholesterol. I don't know which one is that because there are two cholesterol values and one of them was fine. It's like it's elevated at 124 with normal levels below 115 for individuals at low to moderate cardiovascular risk. Can increase your risk for heart disease. Your boy can die. This can be the last episode, any fucking point. And I'm like, from what did my cholesterol go up? From stress? You donut. From what else from the cheat meals. And maybe my dad was like, I'm like, but what would it be high from? Like, it doesn't make sense. I've been eating clean for 2 months. And he's like, but you remember how you got to 100 kilos, right? Like the body doesn't forget that quickly. Like you've been killing your body for months, probably for a year. And now just because you ate clean for 2 months, it doesn't mean that you're, and it hurt me when he said it, but it didn't hurt me. It just was a realization of like, holy shit, maybe the tests are not wrong. And I'm going to do them definitely next month again. But maybe I should also get my shit together, like for real this time. Anyway, ChatGPT was like, I thought it was wrong. And then it said, it needs to be less than 115 in people with low or moderate risk, less than 100 in people with high risk, and less than 70 in people with very high risk. And I'm 124, so I need to get my shit together, basically. Yeah, fun, right? And did it make me, during that moment, I'm like, holy shit, like I don't want to create a situation like just the stress and the bad food and I started not working out and not caring about my steps, not doing fasting. Like I don't want to get a fucking heart attack or something happen, even though there are people who eat worse and they're under more stress. And I know it's not that simple. Like I don't want that risk in my wife's life and in my daughter's life. Like I don't want something stupid fucking happening to me. And did I do the right thing? Like I just couldn't. And I get people, dude. I get people if you're like, why are you smoking cigarettes? You're killing yourself because some things are so fucking hard to quit. And in that mind, my dad is talking about that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get something bad to eat from the supermarket because my brain is fucking broken. And I just went to the supermarket. I wanted to have those like burek freaking things from Lidl. I get that this podcast at some point, like this is the lowest point of the podcast. Trust me, like it gets better. We're going to get better from here. And I wanted to have those things. I went with Benji. The good thing is we did a 45-minute walk, right? And it would be amazing if after that walk, I just have a cup of tea and that's it. But we did the 45-minute walk to Lidl and back. And they were out of pastries and shit. But I got, like, there's this bag of milk bread. And it probably has, like, 10 to 12 little buns in it. And it tastes like, I'm saying that I don't eat sweets. But this bread, even though it's bread filled with nothing, it tastes a little bit sweet. And I got protein shake from, that tasted a little bit like chocolate milk. So who am I fucking kidding? This was a cheat meal. This was sweets pretty much. And from Lidl to home, I just ate the entire thing. My stomach feels like so fucking sick. I feel horrible. And this morning I wake up feeling horrible and I don't want breakfast. I don't want to see anything except black coffee and water. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like today I decided I'm going to eat clean. And basically I made this decision yesterday knowing that I'm starting my body tutor soon. And I'm like, one last time for old time's sakes, let's just fucking kill that stomach, dude. Let's just do it. because when I start my body tutor, which is supposed to be whenever they find me a trainer, like I'm gonna send them screenshots and shit, and I don't want the screenshot looking like an entire bag of milk bread and chocolate protein shake from the supermarket. Anyway, so that was yesterday. The day before that, I think I mentioned I had 2 garlic breads, 2 baguettes with butter, cheese, cherry tomatoes, and olives, and a vegan sandwich from Starbucks. Like, why? They're fucking disgusting, dude. I don't eat red meat, like I don't eat pork, and I don't eat cow meat, but just that vegan sandwich in that moment, just taking a bite in that from Starbucks, I'm like, fuck the cows, dude, fuck the pigs, like I'm gonna start eating, like fuck it. It's so depressing. Anyway, and I think I've showed you the previous meals. It's been like this calendar, unfortunately there's this option to see like your scores. Where the fuck is that history? But this doesn't show, like this shows the healthiness level of things, and I think it's buggy. I haven't seen that in a very long time. Anyway, enough about that. My food has been bad, today's been good. We'll see how it's gonna go. The weight has been 94.8. So I think if I just keep persisting, this couple of days are not gonna damage me. If I continue with bad food, it's gonna be bad. But 94.7, it's gonna keep going down. It's fine. I did a workout right now at 2 o'clock. I was doing a stream. That was nice. I did 2 streams today, around 1 hour. And I'm trying to do things more spontaneously and faster. I was like, oh, but I'm not ready. I'm not that. And I'm like, just start the stream. Previously, I had a stream intro. I made people wait for 3 minutes until the king starts the fucking stream. Like, who gives a shit now? I just go on the stream. There's no music. Like, I don't sweat the details. I just go on stream and start doing shit, And when it was 2 o'clock, I'm like, you said you're going to work out from 2 to 3 and record podcasts from 3 to 4. You're going to do that. And people in the chat were like, no, the app is more important. I'm like, fuck the app. I'm saying I'm going to work out. And then I remember my fucking treadmill is shocking me. And it's also not working since yesterday because of the plug thingy. And I'm like, the treadmill doesn't work. But I did 15 minutes of the stepper and 35 minutes strength training. And I was doing hanging on the bar, and I was doing planks, and I was doing I finally started using this machine that I have at home, which the previous owners left. It's like you go on a like you grab yourself and it goes on a, like, I don't know how to explain, like you go on a bench like thingy, and then you flip your entire body so your legs are up and your body goes down, and it feels like so nice and relaxing to the spine and to the shoulders. And I know it would help me a lot because I've been feeling a lot of fucking tension, dude, in my. Basically today I worked only biceps, and I was planning to do biceps and back, but I couldn't because like I have all of this tension in the neck, which I don't know if it's from, not working out and just being on the computer in a slouch position all day. Maybe, probably is that. But I was doing a lot of hanging on the thing. I was doing a couple of these sets for like, being upside down. And I did like 5 to 7 minutes of infrared sauna, just burning this fucking place. And then I did a cold shower on top of it all. It feels kind of better, but I know it is because I got stuck in the last period, not working out properly and just being on the computer for long hours. Eventually it's going to get better. So I did my workout. I'm going to finish definitely my 10,000 steps today. I have 5,000 already because we were walking with Mr. Benji, Mr. Cholesterol this morning. My wife calls him Mr. Weddle because he ate that chocolate, and there's a popular chocolate in Poland called Weddle. So I'm going to finish my walk later. Meal so far, I only had the breakfast, nothing else. I'm planning to have lunch right now, and that's it. Pomodoros, I tracked 3 hours and 34 minutes today. Is that all the hours that I worked today? I have no idea. When are these Pomodoros actually? They're not showing in here. But I started because it's like 8th of March today, and I wasted a bunch of time like waiting in line I went to the flower shop. And like I was picking a bouquet and shit for my wife and for my mother-in-law and for my daughter. For my daughter, I got the smallest. Like I was intentionally, like I would give her the biggest bouquet ever. But my idea is I was trying to find the smallest bouquet ever, just so every year as she grows, she can get like a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger one. So I found the smallest thing for her. And I saw like a bouquet that looks like a large bouquet to me, like in the corner. And I'm like, I asked the guy, can I have that one? And he's like, no, those are ready for sale. And that's not one big bouquet. It's like 3 bouquets joined together in a thing. And I'm like, can I have one that's as big as those 3? And he's like, sure, I can make you one. And I thought it's going to be quick. But 40 minutes later, he did the freaking thing. And I came back home. So basically, I started working around 9 because of the entire 8th of March situation. And I made my wife coffee and this and that. And we talked a little bit. So I didn't just jump straight into work. And then, around 9 o'clock, I didn't start working immediately. I wanted to set the lights properly, but the light doesn't work. Because why would a smart home fucking work? Like this fucking thing doesn't work. The remote, nothing worked. So for 15 minutes, I was struggling with, fixing the lights. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. You have limited amount of hours for work. Fuck the lights. Just get to work. And it doesn't matter if the lights are this way or another way. So I started around, let's say, 9:30, properly working, and I worked until exactly 2 o'clock. So the Pomodoro say 3 hours, 34 minutes. Let me see the coding time, actually. What does this freaking thing say? Also, it says 3 hours and 21 minutes. How I decided on what to work on today, great question, listener. Basically, I decided that I've been keep saying, I mentioned yesterday, it's very hard for me to pick what to work on because it's like the email is on fire. There's like 300 emails and there's a bunch of other shit. And I tried to open Missive and I remember that I blocked Missive intentionally until noon just so I can focus not on chats and apps and just to focus on doing something. And I'm like, you promised people that native app 2 Mondays ago, and now it's going to be another Monday and you don't have the native app. So what I did is I made a mini list of, I took basically the task list for Benji, the mobile app is like probably 50 tasks at this point, but I made another project called it Benji MVP Test Flight. Like what are the must-have tasks before I share this app with other people on Test Flight? And I narrowed it down to like 7 tasks. I finished most of them today. I have a small thing to finish tomorrow, and then I can submit it to Apple to review it. And next week, definitely, because I cannot send the link to people without Apple reviewing it first. And next week, definitely people are getting it. Hopefully on Monday if Apple submits it. Did you know that if you want Apple to approve your app, you got to give them a dummy account with the email and password. So they don't have to make an account on your app. They can just log in with the dummy account and they can play around with your app. What if only for the dummy account I restrict the features so they don't judge me on certain things, and then for full accounts I have other features? I haven't thought of that evil idea, but maybe Tim Cook's gonna come to my house and beat my ass up. Yeah. So what else? Let's finish the Benji review habits because I've been, I said I'm not going to sweat before the podcast and maybe I'll even check some habits live. So let's look at the habits and check what I've done. So I did the stretching, I did the cold shower, I did the plank, I cleaned my face, I didn't moisturize. I hope that after this, before I have lunch, I'm going to do athletic greens, vitamin D and collagen. I didn't do that. I didn't moisturize, but there's still a chance. I didn't do the 5 times leg exercises. And this is mostly because there's not enough time in my morning routine, and then I'm working until 2 o'clock and now I'm recording a podcast. So there's not enough time simply. I don't know. I'll have to, I mentioned this a million times before. Unless it's somewhere in the calendar, a habit is not going to happen. Eating lunch mindfully, I'm doing that because my parents-in-law are here, and usually we do that with my wife. Green tea, I haven't had it yet. Leg exercises, hopefully in the evening. I say hopefully knowing that in the evening we're going out with my wife, and I'm not going to do that, but let's see. So this, we'll see if it's going to happen or not. Fill activity rings, they are full, so that's nice. Protein shake, I haven't had it. Meat hydration goal reading. No bread, no fast food, 10,000 steps. Well, I guess we'll have to review the habits from the previous days. Otherwise, this is not going to work because I'm in the middle of my day now, whatever. Let's see if there's other things. Like I have 4 minutes left before I finish this. So let's see if there's other things that I wanted to tell you. I have a trainer for next week. So the temp, Jen found me a trainer. He's starting from next Wednesday because I said my trainings are going to be Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. As I'm saying this, I already regret the idea of having a training on Sunday because Sunday is supposed to be a chill day with the wife and the family and whatever. Yesterday actually was amazing because I knew that at 4 p.m. I felt relieved that even if I wanted to go back to work, I can't because my work computer is blocked. And it was such a relief, dude. It was amazing. Like I wanted to buy a bunch of smart sockets because I read that they increase, like these ones from IKEA, they serve as repeaters and they increase the Zigbee reliability of the Zigbee devices on your smart home network because the lights don't work, these remotes don't work, like everything is fucking Zigbee. And I tried to order them on IKEA and it said, we don't deliver this, you gotta come to the freaking thing. And I'm like, okay, maybe next Wednesday. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I said I'm not working after 4 p.m. We had lunch, grabbed the baby. IKEA is literally 15 minutes away with my driving 12 minutes away. And we spent, time together as a family. It was amazing. And I think if I keep fucking doing this, I'm going to be more focused at work, just knowing there's not enough time for everything. Like figure out how to do shit. And so far, I like it more. I know I've been ping-ponging between the two. And, sometimes it's needed. It's needed to push more and do more hours. But I think I've even said it before. I prefer this variant. And I prefer it even more knowing that even if I want to, I can't access my computer. 4 minutes left and it's going to lock. And that's it. Fucking love it. So trainer starts next week. I'm using Typefully for tweeting, which is this app for like scheduling tweets and shit. And today I figured out that they have a Raycast extension. So that might be an app recommendation for you. I don't like it that you cannot tweet now. So if you want to Raycast, Typefully, whatever, you can schedule it for later, but you cannot tweet now, which is fucking stupid. I wanted to have a template and constantly tweet when I'm live on Twitch, but you cannot have that. But yeah, check it out. It's a cool fucking extension. Let me show you. Yeah, I forgot to mention that 3 days ago, dude, I had 26,000 steps. I wanted to, that was in my yesterday's notes, which I didn't get to because now the podcast is going to be a bit faster. It's going to be a bit shorter. And today, holy shit, it's going to end at 20 minutes, but it is what it is. So a few days ago, my wife was like, I need to do my hair and stuff. Are you ready, to take our daughter for more than, 3 hours? I'm like, easy peasy. And I was looking at the clock and it's like 3 o'clock. And I'm like, are you done? And she's like, they said we're going to do 1 more hour. So I've been walking my daughter because she's sleeping well when I'm walking her. This was probably the longest walk of my life. I've never walked for 3 hours straight, like a maniac. Until I ran out of breath and I had to sit down, and she woke up, and then I changed her and everything, and I gave her milk from the bottle. And we had an amazing, like, this was on Wednesday, which was my free day. We had an amazing time, and then I look at the watch and I'm like 25,000 steps. Holy shit. So I guess that helped with the weight loss. Otherwise, these days it would have been very bad. So what else did I wanted to tell you? Smart home doesn't work, nothing new there. Like, smart homes are just driving me up the wall. I'm thinking of plugging some things into smart sockets and then tying them with zip ties so they turn off at a certain point, like the projector, the computer, and whatever. And even if I want to turn off the smart socket, I'm not going to bother with cutting the zip tie. I want to make it harder to turn on some devices like PlayStation or a computer or whatever. I'm realizing that 5-6 hours of work are more than enough if you're planning your work right. So I realize I cannot be a coder all day, every day of the week. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to the other things. We'll see if I'll finally learn my lesson of delegating more. I'm going to talk about this another time. I wanted to say one more thing for today. We have 1 fucking minute left, dude. I fucking love this. Yesterday it was so weird just coming home, like driving 7 p.m. and I started associating 8 p.m. with recording a podcast, and I'm driving with my wife and I'm like, holy shit, I don't need to record tonight because your boy's done. It felt fucking good, dude. Yeah, I guess like I have 1 minute left to show you what things that I have on Benji if the app is running, because I was coding and I added a bunch of shit today. Holy shit, dude, 1 minute left. I'm pushing it here. I am pushing it here. Let's see. Benji iPhone 15 Pro Max is launching right now, boy. As I said, I'm wrapping up the final things. The simulator is booting because, of course, it is fucking booting. What else did I do today? Nothing, just coded and streamed. And that was it, and worked out. And there's nothing more to talk about. 1 minute left. This project is opening. Come on, baby. Don't disappoint me. You can do this. Like, ignore the warnings and shit. So today I implemented this new home screen, where on this home screen, you're going to see your current planner events. Like, you're going to see what do you have on your calendar for that day. Like, these are all of the events that you have on the planner. These are all of the to-dos that you have for today. You can add new to-dos. You can check your habits. Bam, 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 you can check your habits. So basically, it's like an all-in-one screen, so you don't have to jump into these screens. Another new thing is favorites. You can pin one of your lists, or you can pin one of your projects and quickly jump to them in the menu. And final thing is the timeline. I'm still working on this. I'm implementing the timeline so you can see other people's posts. That's it, your donuts. I got to wrap up. That's it for today. Computer's locking in 1 minute. I will see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.